Lads, I'm going to have some suntan after this. Today.
It's a relief to be feeling here?
Yeah, it's relief, yeah. I think it is more, that's supposed to be overriding emotion is relief because that game ebbed and flowed. We knew coming into it, I was just saying to the lads there, we weren't sure, I suppose, really how our guys were going to react. We had 3 weeks off, was that going to be a good thing? With the rest would be fresh. Clear and fast momentum after a very good league campaign. And 3 huge games and 3 fantastic wins, so we weren't sure would that momentum be too much to deal with. So there was a lot of uncertainty coming into it from our point of view, and we were apprehensive as to how that would work out. And but I suppose relief is number one, but I feel proud in the way the lads reacted and the character that they showed for basically a very young team. We had 5 points up, and then 5 points up to go a point down, and Clare coming at us in waves, and that really tested our character. And I thought the lads reacted really well to that. Really well coming down the stretch. The bench were really good, even though they were young, but they were very good. And we didn't have a lot of experience on the field coming down besides Patrick Horgan, I think. Other than Patrick, everyone else was 24 or younger. So that was obviously going to be a big concern as to how they would finish the game, but it was great to see them finishing the game. But still, even with that, and 13 players on the pitch, and 12 actually with an injury, we still needed a super save to get us out of there, you know.
What was your take on the last few minutes?
Yeah.
Watching on?
Sorry?
What was your take on the last few minutes?
I should hard to see from per there, you know, like sure, if you move aside the box, you're would be sent to Thurles, Larry. So it was difficult to get to, I couldn't see it exactly. I haven't seen it back yet. But look, I suppose for us, the win is the key thing. The win is the key thing. We needed that win. I think Cork needed to win. I think these lads, this group needed to win. But we'll enjoy it. We park it. We'll recover tomorrow, and then we got to focus on what will be another huge game for us next weekend.
Kieran, 7 goal chances, I think. That follows that's consistent with the return that you producing going back to the start of the league.
Yeah, look, we kind of were successful in doing a fair bit of that at the start of the league. We went away a little bit from it towards the latter end of the league. But today we try to get back at it, and I suppose it's really trying to get the balance between when to pop it and when to try and take it on and not go take the point. And you know, while you're evolving in that scenario, you will fall between 2 stools at times. You'll say, geez, I didn't work out, I gave a 50-50 pass and I should have put it over the bar. So that's the evolution of the group and the thing we're trying to work on, and it's, when it comes off it's great, and when it doesn't it's it's not great.
But when Seamus had the wherewithal and the vision to put in Shane like that, was that crystallised basically the attitude you're trying to?
Yeah, I mean that's 100%. Like, Shane had a point that he probably would have popped, and a point that was needed, but the goal chance was there, and it wasn't a 50-50 goal chance, it was a 70-30 goal chance, because Shane was gone inside, and so like, I mean, that's something we really encourage that we should be giving, you know.
Kieran, Robert Downey at full back, like with Damien and Owen both out, like did an outstanding job, and I suppose you must be happy overall with how you got the defensive matchups.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously we were dealt a couple of blows during the week, Dennis, with Owen getting injured. That only happened Thursday, and then Damien having appendicitis on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Decky Dalton not available to us. So we had a few hits during the week that we needed to rearrange our defence. But look, we have a good panel, albeit, as I said, a lot of them are very young, and we put it up to some of these guys. Robert, for one, he hadn't played a lot of games for us full back, but he was outstanding today, and it shows the benefit of the panel. And unfortunately, it's very unfortunate to lose 2 players with senior players with huge experience.
Yeah.
But like, that's what's really the next man in, really, you know.
And I presume that rules Damien out for the championship, does it? Like,
well, he's inside dressing room now with the lads there now, but I mean, certainly we'll be ruling him out for 2 or 3 weeks anyway. And we can't look beyond next Saturday.
Of course, yeah.
Next Saturday, whoever it is going to be in as big a test as that was, and that was a huge test in many ways. So it'll definitely test him, I'd say, you know.
And what injury has Owen?
Owen is a groin injury.
Okay, so out for next week too, probably.
50-50, I'd say, yeah.
But I suppose overall, like it was probably, like you said, a test of character. Like, did you sense pressure within the camp, or was it being channeled as well as it could be?
No, there's always pressure in us. Like, I mean, all the guys feel pressure how they're going to perform. We feel pressure how the team's going to perform, and because they've worked so hard, and they've been so honest, and they show great character, the group, and they've shown that all year to us. And it's important that they transfer that to the field today. We did at times against Limerick, and at times we didn't do it against Limerick. At times today we fell down, but there were times when they showed real character. But that's most pleasing thing for me outside the win obviously is that character coming down the stretch, having gone a point down, they're coming at you in waves. Like, Clare are a serious team. We can't underestimate what they bring to the table, the way they play, the honesty, the integrity. They reflect their manager. They never say die attitude. They keep coming at you, and so like that was a massive test for us.
Two lads who won the 22 weeks ago, they kind of give you a good bit, maybe when you needed something extra coming off the bench.
They did, and they're young, they're great legs, and there's no less pressure obviously coming into the game, and both came in and both did really well, and that's for the moment that's the role they have, and they're very good at it, because like not only are they under 20, they're still under 20, so like we got to be careful how we integrate lads that are like, even going back to the 21 grade, well that is still that year older. If you look around the country, there's not a lot of under 20s playing, so we're just trying to bring them through and make sure that we produce those guys that become permanent fixtures for the next decade for Cork hurling. And we've 9 of them now on our panel, but it's supposed to probably be easier if we had a very experienced group on our team on the field. But when the rest of the lads are younger, we got to just make sure we try and get the balance right,
I suppose with such a quick turnaround now for next week's game, I suppose the opposition really at this stage is going to be relevant to yourself.
Well, look, I suppose, as I say, the first thing now is we part this now this evening. We'll recover tomorrow. We'll see what the draw throws at us on Monday, and then in the background we'll start having a look at whoever that is, because we know whoever it is in Ireland quarter final is going to be a massive game anyway. And we'll try and keep that as much as we can away from the players and focus on ourselves recovering, and probably have one training session, maybe two. We can't go that hard after 70, nearly 80 minutes out in that heat today, so it's just a matter of getting down and then trying to get back up again next weekend.
Kieran, on a lighter note, and I wouldn't ask you this had you lost, what was the story with the national anthem at the start? Were you keeping the boys out of the sun, or what was the story there when you were late out?
Well, I mean, our clocks must be wrong, because we thought it was 3 minutes early. That's being honest. Like, we were trying to keep out the sun for a while, and we found out just coming out as being played. But just still, my clock must be faster than everyone's clock, because we just 3 minutes wrong.
You were saying there should be another 3 minutes in the game.
I won't even answer that.
Thanks, Kieran.
I was thinking I should have stopped it.